Sensory motor integration, the pin the tail on the donkey experiment. Pinning the tail without sensory impairment.
This first video demonstrates an example of someone performing this activity with no sensory motor impairment. The goal of the activity was to accurately pin the tail on the donkey and no impairments were applied.
Pinning the tail with visual impairment.
This second video shows an example of someone performing this activity with visual impairment. In this video, one had to rely more on their vestibular and somatosensory systems. Cutaneous sensation was used in order to gain feedback on where to accurately place the tail on the donkey. This activity could benefit the blind population by teaching them how to adapt without their visual system.
Pinning the tail with vestibular impairment.
This third video demonstrates impairment to the vestibular system. Impairment to the vestibular system also interacts with the visual system, causing someone to stumble more and rely more on visual feedback to correct the pathway to the targeted object. This activity mimics the symptoms of someone who suffers from vertigo, which demonstrates how they have to rely on other sensory motor systems.
Pinning the tail with visual and vestibular impairment.
This last video shows an example of impairment to both the visual and vestibular system, but this time, since there is no visual feedback, it took less time to pin the tail on the donkey. This is because there is no altered perception of the environment, causing the individual to have a distorted equilibrium in the previous example. This activity represents an individual with vertigo, who closes their eyes and experiences reduced symptoms due to the effect of a distorted visual environment.
It is time to give credit to those who made this video.